talks on your team? What's the message to the rest of the troops when that happens?
The message is that it's the next man up, and let's be ready to play. Injuries are part of the game. Every team goes through them. We're no different. I mean, obviously, Foxy's not an easy guy to replace for so many reasons. I'm sure I'm stating the obvious when I say that, but we're gonna put a game plan together based on the people that we have to try to set our group up for success.
Do you have a sense of how long he'll be out?
Not at this point.
With Schneider and Gavrikov, do you want to see them do anything differently offensively to try and generate more, or do they just have to stick to the way they play?
I think they have to just play their game. I think that's when they're at their best. So I think simplicity is an important element of that, defending hard, efficiency with the puck. I think that's the game that they play when they're at their best. That's what we expect them to bring.
How are you guys talking about when you lose a player like Adam, or any team loses a player of that caliber and it plays the minutes that you lean more into your team identity? You have to lean into your team identity. What do you see as the team identity right now at this point?
I think, we've talked a lot about this, and I've been asked this question on a number of occasions. We want to be a team that's hard to play against. We want to, be a team that has the ability to play a hybrid game of possession and pursuit. Speed has to be an element of that, team speed, right? Playing a north-south game. I think, you can look at it in a number of different ways. Do we have a team that can score goals and has the ability to check, or do we have a team that can check that has the ability to score goals? For me, those are the types of teams that have success. So, our identity is a team that, that's hard to play against. So structure is an important component of that. And we've worked hard at that from day one of training camp and putting the semblance of that structure in place. As I said to you guys, for the first dozen or so games, I think it was on display pretty well, and we were controlling games the way that we had hoped. I think it's that much more important when you lose a guy like Foxy that we lean into that, to use your words.
Adam Edstrom left practice. Do you have an update on what
He's being evaluated.
Are you lower? Or
Lower.
And you had 5 forwards on the power play at the end of last game and today at practice. Just why is that the formula you're looking at right now, rather than having a Schneider, Morrow, or Gavrikov at running point there?
Because we don't think that's the strength of their games to this point. And so, we're trying to put a power play together that we think, gives us the best opportunity to have success. And, obviously Foxy, I think, is an elite power play defenseman with how he distributes the puck up there, the way he sees the game. He's got really good instincts. We don't necessarily think that that's the strength of some of the guys that you just mentioned.
Have you used a 5-forward look before?
I can't remember.
Are there risks with if the other team has a shorthanded chance and you obviously have forwards defending going backwards? Is there a risk there with using the 5-forward power play?
Do you want me to state the obvious and say yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think you know the answer, don't you?
Yeah. I guess how do you obviously just think the upside is better than the potential downside.
Well, we're going to see how it plays out. We're going to start there. I mean, obviously, we need to have some conscience when we're on the power play with 5 forwards, without a doubt, and that's a conversation that we'll have.
Do you look, when you have that setup, is there more of a focus of attacking low, attacking from below the goal line on the power play, getting in front there, so that risk factor is maybe mitigated a little bit?
Well, we've tried to instill the concept of attacking low from day one of training camp, regardless of who's on the power play.
Artemi in that spot, he was talking about how well he can see the ice from that spot because of his vision and his playmaking. Did that make him kind of an obvious choice for you among the forwards that you're looking at in that group?
Yeah, I think so. I think the 2 obvious guys would be him and Mika, probably. Mika can really shoot it. I think Brett sees it really well. He also is really good at getting pucks through. His ability to get pucks down to the net and into the areas of the rink where we want to get them, I think is a particular attribute that Brett has that he's good at.
What are you hoping to see from Noah, that maybe you haven't seen yet?
Assertive play, making decisions with conviction and not being in between, eliminating hesitation from his game.
Going back to Schneider, do you feel like he's prepared to take an increased role now with Fox out?
Well, he's played a pretty elevated role, I think, to this point as it is. I think, replacing Foxy's minutes, I think, will be by committee. I think everybody will assume a little bit of an elevated role in that capacity.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
Sure.
Appreciate it.